Hello everybody, hello Ramblers, hello YouTube. Welcome to DevLog number 12, which will be a bit of a shorter one, again, maybe, because I have like mega allergies and the only reason I look like this right now is, thanks to the ancient Egypt who invented makeup. So take a moment to thank the Egypts for doing that. As you remember last time, I talked about the 4-week demo sprint that we wanted to finish in time for the EGF deadline. And I'm very sad to say that we will not be finished in time for EGF deadline, the Indie Game Fest registration deadline, because of multiple reasons. It was a tight timeline already, and if things had have gone different, maybe we could have made it. But the thing is, we also not just need to finish the game, but we need to have a trailer and everything ready as well. And that's that's not happening with how things are progressing right now. Things have slowed down, which is unfortunate, but it's sometimes the way it is. We are coming out of a 4-day weekend because it was the Easter weekend. And it was tempting to say, oh, I have 2 days where nothing else is bothering me, and I could ask the boyfriend to take out the dog so I can just work the whole day. But I didn't, because burnout is a thing, and I think I finally learned my lesson about not overworking. And other than wanting to, really go to the EGF, which is a very lovely little convention, there is not really that much pressure. So yeah, things have slowed down, not only due to mega allergies and nature being beautiful and wonderful, but also trying to kill me and possibly also Verena. But there was some stress and some shortage of personnel at Verena's second job. And I had some trouble with Godot, and sometimes things be like that. But I can show you what I did do, and I hope you will like it. So let's stop the rambling and dive right in. Alright, what I started working on is the character view. This is something I wanted to put off, but then I was already deep inside, UI work, and I was like, what the heck, I will do this. Also, it was something I can do with a brain full of snot. And basically what this is where all the characters you meet will be listed, and they will be listed with stats. Last time I rambled on about the relationship attachment model and how to use that as, a guideline for stats in our game. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, we stripped one of the attributes you should keep in mind when pursuing a long-time romantic relationship with someone. So now we are down to knowledge, trust, commitment, and feelings. Also, you will have a little box with some information about the character and how Betty, our main character, is viewing this person. I already coded all the functionalities to basically trigger from Ink, the story engine, the variables in this view. But I won't bore you with the details. I will show you once there's a story flow to all of this. One thing I can show you is some changes on the dialogue visuals. I finally included all the characters, and please ignore the background because it's a little bit much. It's basically the sketch from Verena for the library. And I can show you again how all the characters enter, but now it's, not just Betty, but it's like Gertrude, and it's Persephone, and it's Felix, and I could basically trigger every character we have right now. And I tweaked a little bit the size of the characters versus the size of the dialogue box. And I also worked on the placement so that the middle is always reserved for your dialogue choices. So we can send them all away again. And now comes something new, because I wanted to include story images, and for some I want like a dramatic reveal. So when we now click, we can see there's a murder scene. And basically Verena drew this image of the murder that will take place in the demo. And I was like, I have to include it right away. I have to write the functionality for it. Basically, we can reveal story images, like this, coming in from the bottom, coming in from the top, or just simply showing them, and then we can have dialogue above it. And I think I also should include a functionality to deactivate this dialog box for some time. In addition to that, I started writing up dialogue in ink, working on the story, but I don't think that's something I can show you because it's just text, right? Next up, I will continue writing the story in ink, like writing the dialogues, and see what else I need and what functionality is needed inside of Godot that I can trigger from ink if something is missing. Also, as they are created, I will include Verena's images, and I hope I can show you some of them in the next devlog. Yeah, and also I have to write up the report for our media fund. So that is something I have to do, which is, boring, annoying paperwork, but it's part of the deal of being, an indie game dev. What is not part of being an indie game dev for everybody, but is for us, is thanking our patrons, who are Gunnar, Thomas, Philip, Heaven's Revenge, Grenadier, Sven, Betül, Hauke, and Michael. Thank you guys for your continued support. We really appreciate it. And we hope you had a lovely 2 weeks, and you will have another lovely 2 weeks until the next devlog. And everybody else, of course, as well. The next devlog will be on the 15th of April, which is 3 days before the grand gala of the Deutscher Computerspielpreis, the DCP, where we will find out if maybe Duro won Best Serious Game. And I hope next time I will sit here with a haircut, because in the invitation it said the dress code is festive and elegant, and I still have my, hat haircut, because during winter time you put on a hat, nobody cares what's under there, right? So yeah, I hope I will see you then with a fresh haircut. And probably I will, have to deal with my nerves, because, in 3 days we will find out if we won something with Duro. So keep your fingers crossed. Probably the decision is already made. But it couldn't hurt. And maybe Verena and I will do some devlogging from Munich, which will be a change, because all the previous devlogs were always from Cologne. So we can explore a whole new city and find out if there's something that is as grand as a dome in Cologne in Munich, which I'm sure there is. And we will show it to you, and we will show what we eat. We ate hummus.
Noodles with tomato sauce,
Pretzel,
croissant, French fries.
Probably. So until then, have a good time, have a good 2 weeks, and I see you next time. Bye bye.